Hello and welcome to the Presstartoplay podcast, episode number 2. I'm Christina.
I'm Brian.
I'm Angel.
Today, I'm Angel. Sorry, I had to laugh. Okay, today we're going to be talking about the launch systems and a few other random games that have come out on the now older systems. We're going to start with the PS4. So we kind of all tried the PS4. Brian and I own one. Angel doesn't, but he did try it, so he's included. So we're going to start with Killzone. You want to get started, Brian? Because I know you love that game.
The campaign is awful. It's awful. It's very predictable. There's a lot of barren wastelands with no enemies. The enemy AI is awful. There's one specific area of the game where you walk out a doorway. I used my stealth ability to see where the enemies are. I walked out the doorway, stealth killed a guy, went back in the doorway, the other guys saw me, and they literally walked one by one to the doorway so I could stealth kill them.
Yeah, you told me that.
It's pretty awful. The story is very predictable. While it's a very pretty game, it does look great. I mean, it looks great. I feel a little bit that the shooting's a little floaty compared to the older Killzone games.
How do you feel about your main gun?
Oh, the main gun. Here's
your favorite part.
Oh, this is my, Killzone, it's a 2-weapon game. There's only 2 guns that you can swap through. But there is one gun, from what I can tell, I've tried multiple times, you have to keep it on you at all times. So you can only actually swap between one gun.
That sucks.
You have to keep the one gun with you, which is awful. I don't understand it. But they did add some cool elements to it. I do like the stealth gameplay. I just don't think they had enough of it in it.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been cooler if there was more of it. And the owl is pretty cool too. It's a cool little thing. But I mean, with the AI being so stupid.
Did you try online?
I haven't tried online yet. I've heard the online is better than the campaign. I hope it is.
So it's a $60 online multiplayer experience.
It's a pretty, and honestly, it's a pretty disappointing launch title. I actually like Killzone. I like the series, and I was kind of disappointed with it.
Personally, I didn't play too much into it, but from what I played, it does look great graphically. I agree with everything you just said. From what I did play, I didn't play the online as well yet. I'd like to, but I've never bought a Killzone game like right away, so I'm like kind of disappointed I did.
Killzone's usually pretty good eye candy.
Yeah, the Vita.
Yeah, they're all good eye candy. I think they're great eye candy.
I think it's really sad that the Vita one was actually better than the console version.
The Vita needs something.
Yeah, but that game,
anything at this point.
I just finished the Vita campaign for Killzone Mercenary, and I thought it was much better.
It looks
than
great.
the actual camp, except for 2 things. Here's my 2 things. The end of the Vita campaign, I thought the end battle was awful, but I thought the end level of Killzone was actually kind of cool.
Okay.
Do you feel
Killzone Shadowfall. Do I feel a little bit? Yeah.
Okay.
Mainly, the reason I feel it was rushed is because I don't think the AI is top notch like other Killzone games, and I just there's a lot of like open area in the game, which is different from most Killzone games where you're on a linear path. There's more open objectives. When you start a level, there's 3 or 4 objectives you can do in each level. But in some of those levels, you're going to do the objectives, and you're not really fighting anybody. You're just going to do something, and then you go to do the next thing.
Yeah.
There's no one to fight, which is kind of lame.
It kind of sounds like this is mostly a multiplayer experience. Because it doesn't sound like the single player is all that baked.
From what I've read and heard, but you tried it too. What do you think?
The single player? I got lost as hell. Brian has to navigate me through all of it.
Brian's like, this is the bad part. That gun? See that gun
no,
right there?
jump,
it's
jump.
always in your hands.
It seems a little half-baked.
Yeah.
It sounds about right. I haven't played enough of it to really have as much as
you play older ones though, right?
Yeah. Killzone always felt like a multiplayer game, except for the first one. The first one, it didn't really feel like it knew what it wanted to do. The second one felt like the best of them all. 3 was definitely a multiplayer experience.
I liked
but the
3,
maps were kind of a little weird.
Yeah, they were.
But I guess I'm a little disappointed to hear that about 4. About
Shadowfall.
most recent one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so our verdict on Killzone is you can wait for it.
It's not. I thought it was going to be a system seller, exclusive. I'm into exclusive titles for all systems. I was a little bit disappointed.
It's not a $400 game.
I
think that's what we said earlier. Yes.
Yeah.
But the game that actually, sadly enough, makes people want to buy the system is the next game we're going to talk about, Resogun.
Yeah, and that's a $15 game. I don't know if a $400 system in a $15 game is really, it's a really great game. But.
I played it. I loved it. I was like super addicted to it. Like for the hour or two, I sat there and played. I just played the easiest.
You've only played for an hour or two?
Yeah, and I played the easiest campaign.
I've
and I
played
beat it.
for a lot longer than you.
I saw that. It's fine. And I tried playing normal a little bit. Got a little, but it's fun. It's awesome.
It is fun.
They did a good job with that game. It sucks that it's like the
prettiest. I think it's got a lot of good graphical particle effects.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. The guys that did Super Stardust HD did this game.
Yeah.
And I think they did a great job. It's free for everyone who has PlayStation Plus. If you don't have PlayStation Plus,
$15.
it's $15, which I think actually at $15 is probably really worth it. It's just fun to play. It looks great.
$400 game.
It's a $15 game for a $400 system.
I think the game. I don't know. I don't even see. I never even bought Stardust. I waited till they were like free. I never thought any of those kind of shooting games were worth $15. I think they're like $5.
Some of them are. Some of them are pretty cool.
Resogun, maybe $10.
All right, fair enough. That's cool.
You're getting a little too close.
Maybe $10. Well, you're too close. Yeah, Okay, so lean back. It can hear you. See, when it gets that big, that's bad.
All right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's actually when it's that big, it's too loud. It's going to pop the mic when I go to edit. It's going to be screaming.
Is this better?
You're fine.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
You don't need to yell.
I'm not trying to
I
yell.
love you, though. Okay, so anyways.
I know, everyone.
I haven't gotten to that level. That's when I get passionate about shit. That's when
So, yeah, like that.
Right.
That's you passionate. See that?
Yeah.
Those are passionate angels.
That's passionate angels, Puerto Rican angel.
Oh, God. Okay. So, you tried Resogun, Angel. What do you think of it?
It's cool.
You didn't really know what to do. But
No, I didn't. But
It
it
looked
looks
like you
pretty.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It looked very pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
But, again,
Not $400.
Not $400.
Not on $400 pretty.
And then this, I'll confess, part of it is because I would like to get a PlayStation 4. These things look pretty cool, but the launch games have not really hit with me. They look cool. Killzone certainly shows what the PS4 can do.
Yeah.
And I really look forward to what they start doing when they start pushing it. But right now, if you're an early adopter, I think it's cool, but it's kind of hard for me to really be that excited.
I agree. I mean, I did get a PS4, not an Xbox One, but for me, how I used to work in a retail environment when I'd sell video game stuff, and I always used to say, if you could pick 5 games on that system, that's the one you buy. And unfortunately, I broke my own rule because I couldn't even list 5 on either system. I could only list like 1, but I chose 1. But
I think the coolest feature of the PS4 is remote play. Remote play in the Vita is really cool. I've tested it only with Resogun, and it's pretty much spotless. There's no issues with it. It's 1-to-1. I haven't had any issues. I haven't tried anything else, so I'm not sure if any of the other games play well with it, but what I've played with Resogun, I think it was pretty cool. It's an interesting thing.
I had a cool feature I tried randomly. My friend was playing his Vita, and I was on my PS4, and my other friend was on our PS4, and he invited us all to a chat, and we were able to chat with someone on the Vita while we were on our PS4s. And I was watching a stream of my friend play, so it was kind of neat. I can see if I wanted to buy that game. If I had bought 3 games, so I was checking to see if I wanted to open it before I played it. And I was like, okay, I guess I can give it a try.
So if I can be ignorant for a second, you would compare... Is the feature similar to how like the Wii U has its tablet? Is that what they're trying to achieve with the Vita?
Definitely.
That's remote play?
Yeah.
Definitely,
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Something else?
I think, though, that the Wii tablet has the buttons to play the games better than the Vita does. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more buttons on the the Wii U tablet than there is on the Vita. So some of those buttons are mapped to the back touchscreen, and I don't know if that's going to work very well on some games.
Yeah.
With Resogun, I didn't have to worry about the back touchscreen.
I'd just be happy to use the Vita for anything at this point.
I really liked the way, like, the PS4 compared to the PS3. I like the way the actual, like, home is, because the old one was, I didn't know what was going on. It was cluttered. Even when you go into the store, you had no idea where everything was. Like, I'd be searching for stuff all the time. But I like the way it's mapped out now. I also got the camera. I know it's like, why did I get the camera? But I'm streaming, so I wanted to see how that worked. I haven't tried the camera yet because I don't want to be like waking up and like I'm in my PJs like playing and you could see me. Like I don't know, but I got it and I like tried out this little app they give to you for free. It's kind of neat. I mean, I probably won't use the camera for much, but the controller, they show you the touchpad, what it's used for, the button. There's a light sensor. Like you can use the light sensor for stuff. I don't know. You cover it, and there's like these little aliens that look like the Wall-E Eva lady, and you're like, you hide them in the dark, and then you move your hand again, and then woo, they can see. It's weird, but
I'm probably jumping ahead, but
it's
when
okay.
it comes to both of them, the Xbox One and the PS4, I'm impressed about how they fix the interface. Both of them work so smoothly. They work so quickly. I did not expect that.
I liked the way the Xbox One looked. I guess we can get into that more later, but I definitely... They both were big improvements. I agree with you, Angel.
Yes.
Because before it was like, I don't know what's going on.
The PS4 interface is way better than the PS3. I hate the PS3 interface. I always have.
Garbage.
The PS4 one is a lot nicer, it's a lot cleaner, and it's fast.
Yeah.
That's the main thing I like is that it's fast.
All right, so we have 3 more games we want to talk about. Angel and Brian both tried NBA. I just watched, and I thought it looked amazing.
Yes.
You guys can talk about that one.
So real. So real.
NBA 2K14.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next gen.
Updates were awesome. Like, you could see the actual live basketball updates. That's sweet.
Now, do they update the characters, too, per, like, their current, like,
I'm
standings?
not sure,
question.
because I haven't played. I only played 2 games, so I'm not sure. But
So Rose can't play on your video game because he's out.
Don't tell me that. He was playing an Angels game today, so you can't say that.
He's not completely.
He may be healthy next week. We're not so sure. Going to NBA 2K14.
But the interface in that game is pretty cool. I'm not sure if they had it last year. This is the first basketball game I bought in a while, basically because I watched a video of it, and it looked so pretty that I had to buy it. I bought it for PS4, and it's the real live stat updates that they give you for real live NBA, I think, is really cool. The player models are top notch, and the presentation of that game is fantastic.
Yes, 100% agreement on that one, especially presentation.
So I know Angel only played a little bit, but when you play a little bit more, a couple cool features is during halftime, they actually have real live interviews with the players, where a lady interviews the players. I forget her name, Donna something, and when she interviews the player, you actually get the real player's voice talking about stuff from the game, which is kind of cool. It's pre-recorded stuff, but it's still an interesting feature. Graphically, like I said, it's just pretty. It looks what they did, the scans of all the players and everything. It's really a next-gen showcase, in my opinion, for a sports game.
Yes.
I wonder how Madden looks.
I've heard.
I heard a lot of messy things.
I've heard.
I heard a lot of good things about that game over there, that Madden.
That Madden game, I've heard bad stuff about. I've actually played FIFA on a demo.
Oh, was it good?
And while the game looks okay and the animations are cool, it's got a lot more animations to it for a FIFA game.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that pretty. I think the NBA game blows it out of the water. It's just the presentation.
Is it
everything
worth
about it.
$400? Yes.
So
$400
$400
question.
NBA is the $400 question.
But I can play it on my PS3 right now. It may be graphically weaker, true.
Yes.
Yes. But I still wonder if it's worth the investment just to get that. I don't think.
If you're a diehard sports fan, there's a lot of people that just buy these systems for sports games and Call of Duty.
That's like saying Call of Duty and Battlefield, because that's a $400 system to like me or some other people.
I suppose. I mean,
you're talking Battlefield. Tell us about Battlefield.
Yes.
Because I haven't played it, but I bought it. I haven't tried it.
I played a lot of Battlefield. That's actually mostly what I played. I just played like a little bit of all the other games I bought. I'm one chapter away from beating it, which is surprising for me because I have super ADHD, and everyone in this room knows like I have a lot of games, and these Angel and Brad have known me so long. I don't know if they probably list like 5 games I may have beaten, but probably not. So I actually am gonna beat this game. I actually almost have all the collectibles. I'm having a great time. I played online a little bit.
64 players. Have you gotten a 64-player match?
No. I was trying to join certain matches, but for some reason, sometimes it would just be like me and one other person and be like, you need 2 more players to be in a squad for you to play anything. And I'm just like sitting there for like ever. I'm like, fuck this. And I like quit out. It's happened like twice, but not much. I've always enjoyed the multiplayer since 3. I played the last one, and I liked it a lot on PS3 and Xbox. I had them both. Don't ask why. But I love them. I left the Call of Duty train. I did. And the story it's so far really good. It's very realistic.
Do you often play with friends online though? Because I find it a very difficult game to get into when it's just you against random people.
I have like 5 people on my friends list playing, but every time they've been on and I'm like gonna try to join them, I didn't say I was just like, oh, let me try to join their match. There's so many people in the match I couldn't join, so no, I haven't played with friends yet.
I find that probably because if you remember, Battlefield got hacked, and they had some problems with their servers and their games for a little while. I think they fixed it.
I don't know. I would click on like this one kid's Turtle, whatever his name is, Turtle Stampede on my list. I clicked on him and it says join friend. I said yes. It's like there's already 20 people in this match. You can't join. So that's what I'm saying is I couldn't join. But it was really good. The story graphically looks amazing.
Look great.
Yeah, my friend was watching me play. Not huge into those kind of video games, but even she was like, "Wow, look at that! Like you see the wind blowing. Like I mean, that little stuff is like so neat in any video game."
But
what?
This is a $400 game.
For me, yes.
Really?
Because that's the reason I would have bought either system, and I had more friends. For me personally, playing Battlefield, I waited. I could have bought it on PS3. I could have bought it on Xbox, but I wanted.
You could have bought it on PS3 and upgraded to the PS4 version too.
Yeah, I'm not going to pay $10 for that.
I think
that's a cool feature.
It is a cool feature, but silly. Personally, I waited
a little bit.
What?
Just to pay the extra $10 to get.
That's why I waited.
I waited. It seems like silly because you need the PS3 game to even be able to play it.
Yeah.
Not if you buy it digitally.
Well, I didn't want a digital copy, so I already my PS3. I had no more memory because of this PlayStation Plus, like all these free games. Download, and then I have nothing. So I figured that might happen again. So eventually,
it's going to happen a lot with the next gen.
But it's a good game. If I was a Call of Duty fan, I'm sure I would have made the same choice with either system. I probably would have bought like an Xbox One because I have more friends that play Call of Duty on there. But I don't like Call of Duty anymore. I did rent it on Xbox, the newer one, and I did not like it. So
all right. So given that you've played a good sum of PS4 games.
What about Knack?
Yeah,
Knack too.
Oh God, let's talk about Knack.
Well,
but let's talk. What do you got to say, Angel?
What is the must-have game? You only get to choose one game, and you've played quite a few.
Games that I probably don't even have.
You just bought a PS4. You're super psyched to get this thing fired up. You only got one choice. What is that game?
I would have bought Battlefield.
Battlefield?
That would have been my choice because if I looked online and saw the reviews and even heard Brian about Killzone, I would not chose Killzone. And I definitely, what I'm about to say about Knack, I would not chose Knack.
So speak of Knack. What's
up with it?
Okay,
my choice real quick
is
the basketball game, NBA 2K14.
Yes.
So, but that's multi-platform.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed though that the exclusives are not very good. And the multi-platform games, just multi-platform. I can get that on any system. I can get it on a PC. and it will look just as pretty.
But that's the thing, too,
So-
is like, for me, Battlefield and Call of Duty are on both systems, so it wasn't like
And
a
on
must-have.
PC as well, too.
But it's not a game where I was like, those are the only games, to be honest, I would have bought on either system. I did not look at any game and I was like, oh, I really want that game. Like, so, I mean, either way, I would have made a choice. I had to just
Knack.
pick one. Knack. My friend was playing Knack, and I watched him stream it because I was very unsure with all the reviews coming out if I should open it. I tried the app on my phone. It was really cool. It was like a free Bejeweled game.
The app's awful.
Well, it's a free app.
I understand, but it's still awful.
I've played
Go
worse, but
Yeah.
so you can transfer your items onto your game, which was pretty neat. You know,
It's an interesting feature, yeah.
if you're into that. And then my friend, I'm watching. I'm like, okay, here's what I told everyone before. A lot of people opened their copies, including Brian. I'm like, Ratchet and Clank made a game, but it was just Clank, which already happened. I'm well aware of that on the PSP. This is Clank. This is another Clank game, but totally different company. I get it. That's what this game is. It's a platformer. So if you're expecting a lot, that sucks for you because it's a
I think
platformer.
most people were expecting a lot because this was Mark Cerny's game.
And it was a newer gen of consoles, so they were thinking, oh, great things are going to happen. Well, it's not that great. I even played it on hard because my friend told me to up the difficulty because it was way too easy and boring on easy.
Okay.
Which made it more interesting. The checkpoints are awful.
The checkpoints suck! They're
Me and
so
Brian had
bad.
a long discussion about how, like, you play through half the level and you die, you're going to start all the way back at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's not like you have a random little save
There's
point.
probably, I think,
It was
per
terrible.
level, there's probably 3 checkpoints per level. And if you die, you have to start all over.
It was terrible. And when you're playing on hard, it's like, you think, oh, it's a platformer cutesy game, right? So, I mean, it is pretty hard on hard. But
it's not hard. It's just, it's damage.
Hard.
The damage is unfair.
But that's why it's hard.
No, it's unfair.
Okay, but that's why it's
sounds like a pass.
It's a total pass.
Don't buy it.
But-
it's a free PS Plus game. That's what I
But there
think.
are a couple things I want to point out about it that I think are interesting.
Graphically, it's great.
There are a couple graphic elements of that game that are really pretty.
Okay.
Really pretty. There's certain, like, crystals
They look like the little up
that-
characters.
that are in the game, like these little crystals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They just, I've never seen anything like that in the game before. Like in the environments, remember the
Yeah,
crystals
it looks
and stuff?
really,
It just
visually,
looks
everything
really
looks
cool.
amazing.
I don't know about amazing.
I thought
I just thought there are certain graphical elements that make it like the next gen is.
It looks
it's
like
going to be cool.
It looks
the next
like
gen
you're
is going to
playing
be
the
cool.
movie Up, though. That's what that is.
I don't
like the movies, the cutscenes. It looks like Up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We're pushing it a little too hard there.
It's still not worth it. It's like a $10 game or a PS Plus
It's
game.
not a $10 game.
No,
it's definitely not a $10.
$10.
It's a $20 download.
No.
20. No,
I can't agree on that.
Well, you'll find that most next-gen games are going to be about $20 if they're download only.
Oh, yeah.
I feel it's a $20 download game.
Free
on PS Plus.
You're
It's
going to have PS Plus, by the way, to play online.
It's going to be free on PS Plus very soon. I guarantee it.
And that's another thing.
And
you
that's
have
a
to
downer.
have PS Plus now to play online. They finally upped their game like Xbox.
It was inevitable. It had to happen.
That's
And,
fine. I
it
guess
was gonna
that's
happen.
fine.
We won't talk about this, but the network.
But
No.
No!
That's exactly where I wanted to go.
No,
that's
Go
where
for
I'm-
it. Go for
no,
it.
let's talk about the Xbox
He
One.
has a very, very strong opinion of the networks. I want to hear this. Please. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't agree.
I need to know-
will tell you right now, whatever he's about to say, I disagree.
You can disagree all
Please.
you want.
Okay.
Okay, I've been an Xbox gamer, and I'm the Xbox gaming thing happened to me randomly. All my friends wanted me to buy an Xbox, and I didn't want to, and someone bought me one for the holiday for a gift, and then I got Xbox Live, and I started playing Halo 2 online, and it was perfect.
And that was it for
And
me.
I used to play,
Okay.
before that though, I used to play PS2 Madden online,
Mm.
before the Xbox.
Oof.
And I used to get cut off, disconnected. I couldn't get a full game in half the time, and it was awful.
I don't think that's totally fair. The PS2 era was a complete
Okay,
mess,
but
though.
we're talking PS2 Xbox, same era.
Right.
It's the same era. Okay. So move on to the new era of 360, where you have to pay for service. You have to pay for the service on Xbox 2 and free PS3 online. Now, I've had a lot of problems with PS3 for downloads.
It takes them like 4 hours.
I finally figured out how to fix some stuff, but most normal people won't know how to fix these things. I'm kind of tech savvy, so I can figure out how to fix these things. But I still feel that the network on PS4 is not as good as the Xbox network. And the Xbox network, though, you have to think of it this way.
Christina shakes her head.
The
I'm
Xbox,
not saying anything. I'm just
Yeah,
holding my hand to my mouth.
Keep shaking your head.
Okay.
The Xbox infrastructure has been built since the original Xbox.
Yes.
It's been a paid service since the original Xbox.
Maybe
this is
that's why
Microsoft,
they've been so
an
good.
IT company, a computer company that knows how to build infrastructures for networking and online gaming.
But you don't feel the PS4 can catch up at some point?
I'm hoping that they can catch up, because now we're paying for the service, and eventually I hope that it happens. But I've experienced download times, 85 megabit file, that's going to take 105 minutes. That file on Xbox takes me 3 minutes.
Christina, as you rub your head.
Go ahead, rub your
I
head.
don't want to say anything.
Please.
I
Please.
We were going to skip this, but we can talk about
don't
it.
want to talk about
I
it.
think
Yeah.
this is an important
Because
part.
I've had
He agrees with me.
I've
Yes.
had
I agree that
Xbox and
Microsoft-
PlayStation, when I have downloads, they both, for me personally, take the same amount of time. Occasionally, if it's a bigger download like Elder Scrolls or Mass Effect content on my Xbox, it will take longer. Now on my PlayStation, if it's a giant firmware issue, yes, that's going to take longer. But I've personally not experienced whatever you're experiencing, and I'm very sorry for you.
And I've had 2 different cable
And I know
providers
you've-
during this time.
You've told
And
me.
both of the cable providers, no matter what it is, I've had these issues. Now, I fixed the issue recently by doing some research. But the fact that I have to do research to fix the issue, and with Xbox, I can just connect it and it works. I mean, most normal, Joes out there aren't going to be able to know how to fix this stuff. I personally know how to fix things. So I had the firmware update 1.51 for PS4. It said it was going to take 5 hours. It tells me right on the screen to download. I did some updates. I went in and fixed some things manually. Went from 5 hours to 23 minutes.
Could that just not be an issue with your connection?
It shouldn't be an issue. Why, when I did the update for Xbox One, I didn't do anything. There's an initial update for that system as well. It took 10 or 15 minutes. Honestly.
Christina, rebuttal?
No.
There's no rebuttal.
Just
We're never
deny.
going to get... As a gamer, I just feel that if you want to play online, the system you want is Xbox. Now, I feel, though, that PlayStation is listening to gamers.
They're trying.
And they're going to try.
Some growing
And
pains.
you're paying now for the service. And eventually, they'll get to that point. But Sony is an entertainment company. They make devices. Microsoft is an IT company. They design computers.
But when it comes
their
to
stuff
consoles,
is on
at some
computers.
point it has to equal out because it simply can't just be that way anymore.
I hope not.
You can't just claim to just be an entertainment
If
company.
we're
and
going
just
to
be that
talk
way.
about now, I mean, we should just go straight to PC and everything's all right. So,
No,
It's
not
not all right
everything's
on
okay with the
PC
PC.
also.
PC has some trouble.
but most people love
DRM
PC.
has been a huge bullshit
Really?
issue for PC for
I don't
numerous
know that. You
years.
play more PC than
Console gamers are just now finally, oh fuck, you telling me I can't resell my games?
Yeah.
PC gamers are like, welcome
That
to
would
11 years
suck.
ago. It's been like this.
It's been like that for years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steam is the
I
number
wasn't
one
even talking
DRM, but
about
people
DRM.
love it because it's implemented so well.
Yeah.
Well, Steam is a great system. I don't
Now
want
when
to
it
do
started,
Okay.
it was a brutal
I know,
it
mess
was
when it
brutal.
started. Yeah.
All right, so
Let's
we can
let's
talk
turn
about
the page.
that.
Let's
Okay.
turn the page.
Okay.
Let's get on to the
Ex-
newest addition to the consoles. It came out literally
Yesterday.
Yeah.
I got
Xbox
mine
One.
at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, thank you UPS for him. So the 3 games we're gonna talk about are Dead Rising, Killer Instinct, and Ryse. We're gonna start with Dead Rising because all of us watched each other, laughed, had a great time, and played it.
And dropped weapons.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could not figure out.
I
how
think
to
the
pick up
Kinect's
shit.
for that one.
Yeah.
I never would have thought to thank the Kinect for
Angel
anything.
was playing a fun prank on me, and I really wish I could have had like a camera and showed like everyone. But I was playing, and thank you to the new Xbox. He said, drop weapon. And I'm like in the middle of walking and I just lose my weapon. And it was hilarious.
I believe it was drop current item.
Yes, that is
I don't know
correct.
what you
Yes,
said, but
that
it
is
was
correct.
funny. And we're just like, really?
And you just kind of got mopped.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to play that prank on someone else. Don't worry.
Well, now you can scream over here, and then you can have people coming.
Over here!
So Dead Rising 3, I just started it today.
Yeah.
I watched everyone else play before I played it,
And then he played.
It's pretty cool, actually.
That's the
graphic-
only game I'd want to buy, honestly.
It's in my opinion probably the best launch title for both systems. It's not a graphical powerhouse, but what it does best is showcases the ability of how much stuff you can get on screen at once. The amount of zombies on screen at once was really amazing compared to the old Dead Rising games.
How much do you feel it's been an upgrade, though, from 2? I mean, yes, there's
It's-
more zombies on screen, but in terms of, like, weapon customization and
Well,
just the way
for
it
Western
plays,
customization, basically they have a couple cool things with that. Is that you can customize a weapon anywhere. You don't need a table anymore to do
it's
that.
true.
You can save anywhere. You don't need to go to a bathroom or any of that other stuff that you need to do in the previous games. And it's really big open world, and there are just zombies everywhere. And it seemed like it was going to be fun to play. I mean, we only played for a little bit today to test it out, and it seems like it's going to be fun. It's like a cool game.
I liked all the like they all looked different too. It wasn't like the same zombie like way back in the crowd and then the same one in the front. They were all different, like wearing different stuff, different kinds of builds. I don't know. That's neat to me because after watching like Walking Dead and stuff like that, that's neat. Like to see that in a video game. They actually took time and made thousands of little characters and put them in a game.
It's the technology they're using for that game is pretty cool. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty interesting.
Must have?
Yeah.
I
will say yes to
probably, honestly, I've played a lot of games so far. I think it's the must-have launch title.
That would have been the game
yeah.
I bought if I got an Xbox One. That game was kind of
what I was
pushing
thinking
me.
of, too.
It was pushing me like to not get a PS4 was that
Now,
one game.
I know that you're big on the $400. Is it a $500?
That's true.
Is it a $500? Yes, I think it is.
Really?
It would be
Yes.
if that's the console you're getting.
If that's the console of choice,
If,
I think it's a perfect game.
like I
But
said,
if you're on the fence,
yeah. Like
If you're
I
on
was
the
on the
fence.
fence. Wait, I was on the fence. And
Yes.
if I were to actually have been like, you know what, PS4, sayonara, and I'm gonna go over here, I was seriously that's the only thing I was getting is Dead Rising.
3
and
doing it for you, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I was gonna get.
Crazy.
I wasn't
Alright,
even gonna
well.
get Battlefield. I was just gonna get Dead Rising and just.
And you
kill
still could have gotten
zombies.
Battlefield.
I know, but I was more interested in killing zombies than anything.
Multi-platform, my friend.
Alright,
I know.
alright.
So, next game, Killer Instinct.
Yes.
I didn't play it. I watched him furiously try to do something.
Yeah, I was playing it today.
It looked good.
I was going through dojo mode. Microsoft was kind enough to give me a code to unlock all the characters because Killer Instinct is actually a free-to-play game.
Yes.
And if you want to, you can play the game for free with one character, Jago. But if you want, you can buy the remaining characters or you can buy the Ultimate Edition. Microsoft was nice enough, since I've been an Xbox member for 10 years, to give me all the character unlocks for free. So I got all the character unlocks, and I tried to play the game. And honestly, I'm not a huge Killer Instinct fan, but this game is fun.
For the sake of those who probably never even played Killer Instinct,
Yeah.
this is a little bit dated.
Yeah, it is old. Yeah.
What could you compare this to right now?
To compare it to? Oh man, that's tough.
I'm not
Probably
a fighter.
similar to a
Got nothing.
like maybe a Mortal Kombat or Injustice,
Okay.
like a
Really?
combo-based fighter
Because it
that
looks...
moves really smooth, and the combos come out if you can get a hang of it. I got stuck in the dojo on some goofy combos, but in essence, I was picking it up really quickly. I mean, I got from the training level from 1 to 19, basically with no issues. And when I got to 19, that's when I got my issues.
Because when I've seen the videos, it almost looks like it's Street Fighter-esque. It's very fast, there's a lot going on. But you're saying it's more combo-based.
Character models, yes, I think they did their character models similar to like a Street Fighter 4.
Mm.
big, huge character models, a lot of particle effects and graphic. The particle effects in that game are really nice too, but it's more of a combo based game. It's definitely a combo breaker. That's the game. Man. That's the game. It's combos.
Is that a $500 game?
It's a free game, actually. Yeah. It's if you think of it this way, you buy your system for $500.
Right?
You buy your launch title. You can still play that game for free, but you only get the option of one character. Okay. And then you can spend extra money to buy characters individually.
From Microsoft as an email.
Because I'm hardcore. I'm a lucky guy.
Hardcore.
I know someone else that got it, but
I know a couple other people that have got it too.
No idea how that happened.
But I mean, honestly, you can decide how you want to play the game. You can download the game for free, and you get the one character. You can download individual characters for $5 a piece, or you can download all the characters for $20. And if you're really hardcore into Killer Instinct, you can spend $40, and you get all the characters, all the costumes, and then you get a Ultimate Edition of the original arcade version of Killer Instinct.
Interesting.
Which also has achievements. I'm not into the old Killer Instinct. But I think the new one, it's surprisingly well done.
All right. So the last game on the list of games that Brian has played is Ryse, which is a game, from what I'm understanding from all my other friends, including Brian, is like the game to buy. Although for me, I wasn't interested. It looks amazing.
The most advertised so far, too, next to Forza that they really haven't.
I watched Brian play, and now I'm going to tell you I was not interested in that game prior to that. Like, I watched trailers and stuff, but watching him play, like watching it in front of me, would actually make me want to buy it. It looked great, and the controls, he was not having any issues. The interface on the TV was fantastic. I would buy that game, personally.
Yeah, I've been playing it. It's
played through the first 3 chapters, right?
Yeah, I'm basically just about done with chapter 3. It's very epic. There's a lot of scenes in that game that make it feel next gen. I mean, things that happen, like epicness that you want to feel with the next gen. It's there.
That game
the
has
acting is very good.
Visuals that Dead Rising
the visuals in that game are phenomenal. The gameplay is a similar style of gameplay to the Batman games.
Okay.
Where you're attacking people, you're doing some counters, and then when you get characters to a certain point, you can do executions. And I know a lot of people, it's kind of quick-timey in a sense, but you have to get the characters down to a death state before you can do an execution. Yeah. So you have to do proper combat in order to get them to that state. But when you get to an execution, and when everything gets really in there, I mean, the game zooms in, and it's just really pretty the way everything's done. And the sound, I love the soundtrack. I love the epicness. It's, I know it's
that's
not
got $500 game.
That's what I was going to ask.
It's not. The thing is though, it hasn't been reviewed well.
Yeah.
Because it's around a 7-ish or whatever from people. Yeah. And it's very repetitive in a sense.
Okay.
But if you think of it this way, the Batman games are very repetitive too. But the combat is fun.
Yes.
And that's the main thing about this. If you get a hang of the combat, the combat is fun. And there's a lot of odd little things that you have to do in the game too.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like, some stuff was popping up. I mean, I didn't try it myself, but I was watching you, and I mean, that game, like I said, Dead Rising would be my one game. But that game wasn't selling me before, and I would totally buy it now. All right, so let's talk about the sizes of the systems.
We're getting the measuring tape. We're going to figure this shit out right now.
Brian is under the impression that his Xbox One isn't that big, but me and Angel seem to think that this is an ancient VCR with a DVD player.
I just can't help it.
It's huge.
To me,
3/4 PlayStation.
Looks like a Comcast cable box, a little bit. Just straight black, though.
It's a 1/4 inch bigger.
Okay, and how big is the PS4?
The original PS3.
Okay.
Oh, this thing is a tiny bitch. It's 11 inches.
PS4 is tinier than the Xbox One, and the Wii U definitely wins the competition.
Yeah, and in terms of size, it's the smallest. Right.
It's huge.
So I'm an original
Both
PS3. That thing is huge, man.
The design of the system.
Xbox, but Xbox just went backwards with the size.
No, it makes sense because Xboxes have always been very
They've been
big.
boxy.
Yeah.
The other one was more of an X, like the way it U-shaped. This one's more of a box.
Sony has always been trying to like do these weird ass shapes with their systems.
the
The PS2 was weird.
Yeah.
The PS3.
Look at the
he
PS3
said it was a
with the
form and
gold
grill.
thing.
Yeah.
The form
You know
and
the
grill,
weird
that's a good
thing though about between the PS4 and the Xbox One. Here's the two weird things. With the PS4, the power source is built inside the system.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can swap the hard drives out. Okay. Here's what you can't. On the Xbox One, the power source is outside the system,
Yeah.
similar to the old Xbox models,
Okay.
and you cannot swap out the hard drive.
At all? Can
No.
you add memory?
You can add. You're going to be able to add memory to the system.
Okay.
Yes. Not right now, but they said it's going to come through a patch. It's odd that they didn't allow you to swap hard drives.
And it's going to be on like some kind of proprietary card, probably.
No, it's got a regular hard drive in it.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And the PS4 has a laptop hard drive similar to what the PS3 had it.
Mm.
Oh,
so
we can
it's
talk about the
interesting.
Xbox One interface. What did everyone think about the interface on the Xbox One? We kind of touched it with the PS4, but not
Smooth.
I love it.
smooth.
Well, we know that. He was talking to it like, Xbox, turn off.
I find that the craziest parts.
My friends are going to think I'm weird if I start talking. Hold on, guys. Wait. Xbox.
I think this is just an interesting trend.
Yeah.
It's just, I am able to talk much more easily with my plastic systems than I am with my friends. That's just, to me, the weirdest part.
I don't feel that. I just feel that the Kinect control,
It's like I'm
compared
talking
to
to
the
Siri.
old Kinect, I hated the old Kinect.
Yeah.
I think it's a waste of time.
good potential.
It's a piece of garbage,
Good
actually.
potential.
It had the potential, but I think what they've done with the new Kinect, it works well.
Soon it's going to be like your iPhone where you can be like, Xbox, what do you think of this? And it's going to talk to you.
Well, you can search the internet. You can do a lot of
Doesn't
different
talk to
stuff.
I have to
though.
say my favorite moment of watching you guys play the Xbox One is your frustration with how much the Xbox was listening to you.
You see the word
Like,
Xbox.
you had to
and
say
Netflix
Xbox.
on.
What? Stop listening.
Well, it's, whenever you say the word Xbox,
It
though, it
listens,
listens.
yeah.
Because when
a
you say
self-centered
Xbox,
fucking system.
Yeah.
Everything's about it.
It wants everyone to
You
know.
want to listen to me? I will talk back.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
The controllers, though, I do want to say I like both of them equally a lot.
I
Like,
find
they
the
were
PS4
really good.
is so strange.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought it was tinier, but I liked them both.
I feel it's bigger, actually.
Really?
Really?
I thought
It's
the
a
Xbox
bigger
one was
controller
bigger.
than the Xbox One
bigger.
controller. I definitely feel it's bigger than the Xbox
gonna-
One controller.
No.
No, look at
No.
them. The Xbox One's bigger. It's wider. It's bigger.
Is
it's
it?
bigger. Yeah,
It's
it's
yeah, it
little
looks
bit-
like it
I win
is.
Oh,
this one
Wow.
time.
You win. Yes,
this
Christina
one
wins.
thing tonight.
Christina wins.
No, it is tinier. It's lighter.
The
but they're
touchpad.
both really nice. I have no problems with both of them. The
I think
touchpad's a little bit weird.
I think
on
it's
PS4.
the best PlayStation controller ever.
So far, yes.
The
It's-
touchpad
You
is
know
the
what this
oddest thing
reminds
to
me
me. That's
of?
all.
Do you remember the PS2 Logitech controller?
Those
Oh
little
yeah,
ass
I
things.
had one of
That's what
those.
this
Those
one
wireless.
was. Yeah.
I love that
Doesn't
controller.
this kind of remind you a little bit?
A
Just
little
a
bit,
little
yeah.
Yeah. I just realized that just now.
Yeah, that's true.
I loved that controller. That was
That was my favorite PS.
I know.
PS2
That's why
controller.
I bought one because
Yeah.
you had one, and he's like he sold me on this wireless controller for my PS2. Wireless was like a new thing that I
But
remember.
the
that.
one thing I always hated about the PlayStation, the DualShock 3, was the triggers
Oh yeah.
and the analog sticks.
That's
and I
pretty
think they
nice.
really did a
I don't
great
even
job
need to get
with
a
this.
little. Remember those little stupid tabs you'd get for your PS3?
Yeah,
You
I
don't
never
even need
got
that.
them.
They definitely nailed the sticks. The sticks
Yeah.
are fantastic.
Yeah,
It's nice.
everything about it is good. But I'm always, for some reason, when I play first person shooters, I prefer the odd sticks,
Yeah.
of the Xbox. But I've played Killzone the whole
It's
game with this
nice.
controller, and it's fine. It's
I
perfect.
guess-
There's no big deal.
It's the old
Nothing.
school in me, but it's so strange. It has no start or select
Yeah, that part
buttons.
was a
It
little
has
weird.
a share.
Well,
And what's the
Oh.
other one?
yeah,
Select.
share and options, and the Xbox controller has menu and options.
But it's just like it doesn't say what it is.
it doesn't.
It's got a
It's,
button
it's
with a
menu
picture.
and options.
Oh,
That's
it's got
what
an
threw me
option
off the
too.
most though for the PS4.
I
There's
didn't
no
look at that.
no start and select.
But the options for PlayStation 4, I don't know what that one does, but this one shuts off the app that you're using. What does that one do on the Xbox One? Like the options
I
button,
don't
you
know.
haven't used it yet?
I've just been talking to that thing all the time.
Just when
Hi,
it comes to
Xbox.
controllers,
How are you doing?
I think that is the most dynamically different controller
I like that.
I've seen.
You know what
in
I
systems in a
don't like
while.
about this controller, even though it's kind of interesting, is the light bar.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's a little strange.
It's a
little bit.
little strange
There's
to
a
me.
point to it if you have the
I
camera.
know there's a point if you have the camera, and it's cool. Like for a game like
when it's
Killzone,
on.
like the light bar, when you start the game in Killzone, it's green.
Yeah.
And if you get damage, it changes to orange, and then when
notice
you're dead, it changes
But
to
I'm
red.
looking at the top of my controller for my health.
Yeah,
You know,
well, you're
it's
gonna put it
gonna-
up to a.
But the thing I don't
screen.
like about the light bar, in a sense, is that when I'm playing the game,
What if
it
you turn it
shines
off?
back on the TV.
Oh,
The light bar shines back on my TV.
Yeah, a
I
little bit of a
don't
glare.
like it. A little bit of glare back. And that only happens in
wonder
dark
if you can shut
areas.
that off.
I haven't found an option to shut the light bar off.
Oh,
I don't
and
think you
I
can.
will say we
I,
forgot
I've,
to note,
I've, oh, the
PS4
speaker.
makes noise on. There's a speaker on the controller, which isn't
Yeah.
bad, but it gets kind of loud if you don't.
It's
turn
It
it down.
weird
freaks
to
me out.
Yeah.
Thought it
When I
was
first
talking to
started
me.
playing Resogun, it freaked me
Save
out.
the humans. I'm like, what what is this saying to me? My
Keepers detected. I was like, what's going
I know,
on,
I
man?
didn't know what was going on.
I figured out finally how to
yeah.
decrease the volume, which was good. But
Yeah.
it was freaking me out a little bit when I
agree
first
with
started.
Brian on that
Just
one.
adds to it. Why do I need to speak to people? I got my systems talking to me now.
Everything's
Just-
talking to you.
So overall verdict, I mean, I don't own both, but I play both. I do wish I still had an Xbox One, but I think they're both equally. They have their own strengths and weaknesses.
It's
But
just so soon.
It's
They're
launch.
a lot of money. They're
Yeah.
launch systems. If you're hurting for money, I mean, you can wait. You're not going to
If
be.
you're looking to be an early adopter,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything we could say that's going to change your mind.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
I'm seriously going to.
I adopted both. They're both in my house. I
Yeah.
love them. I honestly, I didn't think it would happen, but it's happened. I think the Xbox
I
is
would've
better
gotten them.
at this point in time.
Yeah.
But I've always loved games on PS3. There's always games you want to buy and play.
I think both of them have
All
more
sy-
potential. Both of them are going to show us
All
great things
systems
the
in
future.
general, in my opinion, have
You
games
just
you
make me
want to
face.
play.
If I can just be the one on the side,
Go
since I'm the only one who doesn't have the
You
system,
don't own one, yeah.
I am not paying for potential. I am paying for what I got right now.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the future, it's going to be like there's
Okay,
gonna be great stuff
if I'm
you
not
buy
paying
one.
for potential, I think the launch games, the
You'd be an
exclusive
Xbox
launch games that I've played so far, the better ones are on Xbox.
I think I'm going to have to agree on this one. Just
And you're a PlayStation guy too, right?
I
He
know.
likes
I have
everything.
no
He's
loyalty
got
to
no
anybody.
loyalty.
Okay.
I am a mercenary on this shit.
Okay, good. I like
But
that.
just from what
I am a
played
very big mercenary.
today,
So.
Yeah.
just from what I played today, Xbox One has a stronger
Launch lineup.
launch lineup.
Exclusive launch lineup.
No,
I want
exclusive,
to
yes, I will
say
agree with you.
exclusive launch lineup because
I agree.
multi-platform games are on everything, and
I
I'm
agree
sure
with
they're
you.
great on
And
both
that's the
systems.
biggest
But
problem.
I agree with you is that what you just said, there are games that are exclusive to Xbox that's they have a lot more games and they're really, really nice and they're in
And
every
I haven't
aspect
even
they were
played
great.
Crimson Dragon or Local Cycle, or there's a couple other launch games I haven't even played yet.
The only, like I said, the only reason I bought my PS4 is because I was more interested in Battlefield, so I bought my Battlefield and my PS4.
But I think that's what turns me off to the PS4 right now, is that it doesn't have that concrete.
yeah,
launch
Killzone
game.
would have been it and Knack, but they were both not that great. They were kind of disappointments.
I was really hoping Killzone was going to be that game. That's the reason I bought the system.
Yeah.
Was to play Killzone.
Mine was Knack.
Oh
And-
man!
I don't wanna talk
What a
about
disappointment.
My disappointment. All right, so overall, I think the Xbox One kind of won this.
For
round.
today.
For today, for now,
Yeah.
So we do have some blurbs, is what I'd like to say they are. They're
Random
not-
games.
Yeah, they're random
Blurbs.
games that came out.
Let's
but-
talk. Let's talk. Next gen is here, but
Yeah.
let's talk about the current gen.
Yeah, so
you
the
know?
blurbs.
The
for
people left behind like me.
Yeah.
Still
The blurbs over on Angel's End. We're
Yeah.
gonna start off with the WWE 2K14. Is that what it is? Right?
Yeah.
It's 2K's first WWE
It's the
game.
first because after THQ folded, the WWE decided to take their franchise with 2K, and it's
Yeah.
pretty good. It's not anything dramatically different. It's if you've played any of the last games in the last 3 years, it's the same shit. But the 30 years of WrestleMania is absolutely fun to play, especially if you're a wrestling fan. If you grew up watching wrestling and you remember watching Stone Cold or Hogan or Ultimate War, Macho Man, any of that stuff, it's an absolute blast to revisit that stuff. I'm not as big a fan of this current generation, but it scratches an itch. If you've been looking for a reason to play wrestling again, it scratches that itch. Is it perfect? Absolutely not.
So I bought the game and I haven't played it yet, but can you play like the single player or just random matches with some of those old classic characters?
Yes. The only person you cannot, unless you did a pre-order, is the Ultimate Warrior. And I assume they're going to have him as DLC at some point.
Okay.
But right now you can't. But for me, I bought the game so I can play as the Macho Man. That's my guy.
Cool.
That's my guy. So yes, you can play as him.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
I will be eating Slim Jims as I play that shit. But that is...
You got a box?
Oh my god. I'm trying to live a healthy life and eat that shit.
Did you buy the box and the WWE game?
And the ugly ass shades and shit?
I'm gonna go to the gym now.
Oh, it's more about the dynamic costumes.
Yeah.
Oh, and the tassels and all that stuff. It's always a game about customization. It's the whole idea that you want to customize your own universe of wrestlers. Whatever fantasy you had in your head, the game can fulfill it as long as you're willing to work for it a little bit. You have to do a little bit of work with its universe mode. It has its own ideas on what it wants to do. But if you're willing to put in the time, it will pay it back.
Did you play any online?
Yes, I hate the online.
I've always hated the online.
Laggy as shit.
Is it? It's still bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't changed that much.
I was really excited when they introduced online into the games, and I was always really good at those games because I always played with my buddies. Me and him sitting on the couch at the same time, messing around. Everything worked fine, and then they introduced online, and we played it, and it was awful.
That is the biggest reason why I bought the game, because it's perfect when you're playing with friends. When you guys have a case of beer and you can shit talk each other right next to each other, that is what the game excels at, 100%.
They found their game that they're going to play.
That's it.
Yeah,
you guys like, oh, you're winning the match, oh, cheer shot, boom. You know, that's the kind of fun stuff you can experience. Online, don't play it if you're just going to be alone. Unless you're going to do the universe mode, and you're going to have your own thing going on, that's cool. But it's perfect couch game.
All right.
With friends.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Want to play a new wrestling game?
You want to get your wrestling on.
Wrestling. Yeah. I love a little wrestling.
Next game is the Batman Arkham Origins, which I think both of you played, right?
Yes.
I played a little Xbox 360 of that.
So, what do you guys have to say about it?
So far, I've only gotten probably maybe 3 hours into it. And while I think there's nothing wrong with it, and I don't know, it's not rock steady. So there's something a little off with the combat, I think. I don't know if you've experienced that at all, or
for me, it's
because I was really good at the combat in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, but this one, it's just a little off here and there.
I think the core mechanics are exactly the same as Arkham City, especially with the combat. And some of the enemies and what they throw at you, it kind of gets a little off because there's some that require more combos and you have so many people coming at you. The biggest differences for me, I like Origins because it tries to move the series ahead.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool, but
I like the boss. I've only done one boss fight, but I thought the boss fight versus Deathstroke was cool.
It gets better. There's some really cool boss fights. That's what I'll give Origins credit. There's some really cool boss fights. When it comes to story, it lacks the same conviction Arkham City had. Arkham City fired on all cylinders from the very beginning. When you were dealing with Hugo Strange, all through that. Yeah. Whether some of the levels were a little bit kind of meh, and I'll agree, it wasn't perfect, but it was a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Story-wise, that's where my heart sits. Origins, I don't think has the same convictions that Arkham City did.
What do you think about the new voice actors?
They did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I thought so too.
You're not going to make the fanboys happy. It's just never going to happen.
I know.
Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, I know. I love them. Two people you simply cannot just replace like that. Especially Mark Hamill's Joker. It's just, he's become iconic with that, especially with Batman fans.
Don't fuck with Luke Skywalker.
You can't. You really can't. Motherfucker means business.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin much about it.
Good.
But
Don't.
Origins
I haven't
has
played it
a
much.
lot going for it, and I think that's part of its problem, is that it's trying to hit so many notes.
But did it hit the notes that the other two did?
Story-wise, no.
Okay.
If
Visually?
you're a fan... Visually, it's excellent.
Oh, visually,
Combat.
it looks
Combat.
great as
It,
well as the
it
other
looks
ones.
really good. Combat, smooth as silk. I still think so.
Okay.
I thought it was a little off. I don't know why. I was really good at the combat in the other games, and for some reason, I don't know.
I think maybe it's because Origins
it's
throws more at
Origins.
you.
No, I think it's because it's Origins, and Batman's is supposed to be a little younger in this game, and he doesn't seem to have the finesse that he has in the other games.
I think
they kind of maybe.
that's something I would appreciate, but I don't think Origins hits that note. I don't feel like when I'm playing the game, I'm playing as an inexperienced Batman.
Yeah.
The story doesn't hit on that note until like way later in the game. After almost 10 hours of the game, then you start feeling like, oh man, Batman's a little fucking
I felt like
out of
I
this
was a
shit.
little inexperienced because Alfred talks to me a lot when I'm in the Batcave, and he's telling me little tips and tricks here and stuff like that.
If this is your first
How
Batman
many
game,
challenge modes have you played? Have you done any of the challenge
I did with
modes?
Deathstroke.
Training?
A couple of them.
The training modes?
That's where I really felt like combat was really smooth.
See, that's where I felt it wasn't very smooth.
Really?
Because I've mastered the challenges in the old games, and I could not get a challenge to 3 gold stars on the first play, which was kind of odd to me.
I would agree that I think Origins is a little bit of a tougher game.
Okay, sure. Okay,
little
cool.
bit.
Yeah.
I think that I can say it. When it comes to combat and the rest of it,
It's a tougher game because
it's pretty identical.
But it's a tougher game because Batman's a little younger.
True.
Maybe.
True. I can see where they're going with that. That's true. True.
Okay, well,
I can see-
mechanics in video games.
I can
Yeah.
see it. I can see it.
Alright.
can you see where I'm going with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
So let's talk Tearaway.
Yeah,
Christina.
that's all you.
I just
I don't
got
know
the,
anything about
well,
Tearaway.
Yeah, I got Tearaway and
It's been
Mario.
reviewed very well, and I want to hear your opinion about it.
Okay, it's not bad. It's not good though. It's a platformer, so it's like one of those games where you're like,
And it's
oh,
done by Media Motley.
yes, one of my favorite companies because I love Little Big Planet. So I bought it, and at first it's really slow and boring, and I regretted picking it up.
That's
sadly,
a really bad
immediately.
way to start a game.
Yeah, it
sucks.
seemed like a kid's game on my Vita, and I'm like, okay, the one kid's game they made, fantastic. But as I was going through it, it gets a little bit more difficult, and they add more stuff. But I felt like some of the things, as I was playing the chapters, which, by the way, are super short, I'm one chapter away from beating it, and I just got it yesterday. That's sad. But they didn't...
How many hours have you put into it so far? Estimate, come on.
Less than
it
5.
looks like you want to say
Less than-
5. That's what I was going to say.
Less than 5. And I just feel so bad for this game because everyone else is like a 9. Even if I wrote a review, it's not going to get a 9. And normally I'd give their stuff a 9. This game is not a 9. It's short. I almost got all the trophies.
Wow, really? Already?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
And I sat down and played it a lot more yesterday. Today I was playing it on the go here and there.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it today when you were here.
Yeah, it's cute. There's some things
looks
that are
nice.
There's some things that are cool about it. To not the not bad part is like okay, so Brian's got a Cubs blanket, and there's a part where you have to give this elk a new color because he wants to be different from all the other elks. So I took a photo of his blanket because it was the first thing I saw, and it's Cubs. And all the elks in my game suddenly turn into, like, they all have Cubs logos all over their bodies throughout the whole entire game.
And now your game is tainted.
Yeah.
Cubs crap.
You can change it later.
Hey, let's not talk about
Wait,
it. Go ahead.
so if you disapprove of something you make, like...
She could have took a Star Wars picture, too.
Yeah, I just picked whatever... I didn't know what it was really going to be,
Okay,
actually.
go
ahead. There's also where it'll ask for, like, oh, I need a mitten, I'm cold. So you have to cut, like, you draw with a pencil, and you cut it out with scissors, and you have a mitten. Now, that item, that person, or whatever they are in the game, when you see them throughout the game, they have mittens. But if you later see them, and you're talking to them, they're like, oh, do you think my design could be better? And you change it, it'll change them throughout the game.
Okay.
They asked me for snowflakes. I accidentally made some weird-looking snowflakes, and now throughout my game, they're falling the entire time. Like, but you can change it.
It just sounds like a game that's more style over substance.
It's like Little Big Planet with the whole creativity thing.
But not so much the gameplay.
I do not like touchpad anything on Vita, and I hated within
so you're
the
talking
first 5
back
minutes.
touchpad?
I'm going to there right now.
Okay, good.
Oh, man.
That was within the first 5 minutes. I was like, I know when they showed it before, I was like, ooh, I hope that's not throughout the whole game.
And it is.
Yeah. So, like, you'll have to kill these little things. I don't remember what they're called because it's so new to me. And I have, these little enemies in the games. You have to take your finger and touch the back pad, and, like, you have to move it around so you can, like, hit these enemies, and they just fly across the screen and die. And then sometimes, yeah, when you need to jump, there's a jump pad, and your character's on it, and you're sitting there touching the back pad, and I'm like, why can't I press X? Is this for real happening? I get it. I get you want to be interactive. I do understand your hopes and dreams for that, but please stop.
But they tried too hard to shoehorn things.
They tried that with Uncharted, and I was like, why is this happening? Like,
I agree a little. It would have been a better game if they didn't try to shoehorn a lot of that crap.
Tearaway is, to me, really not worth what it is
Tearaway
right now.
is a shoehorn game, though. They wanted to put all that stuff into it.
I know, but
so it's a showcase game. They really want to make it.
It's a system,
like
kind of a
showcase.
For Media Molecule, it's their system showcase game, yeah.
Little Big Planet didn't have that many touching controls in that.
So just stick to Little Big Planet.
Basically, but I think this game, for me, right now gets like a 6.5 out of 10.
That's surprising.
And I really...
And you love them. That's surprising.
I do love them, but that game is for children. And I'm 28, and I don't want to play. I'm going to be 28. And
yeah, that's really surprising.
Speaking of revisiting childhood, your Mario 3D World.
I can't wait to play this.
Okay,
Tell me about it.
So I only played a little bit, and I played with someone, so that was cool too.
You played 2-player?
Yeah, and I don't normally play...
Did you play with a Wiimote, or did you play with the controller I bought you?
With the cool controller you bought me.
Yes.
And it was awesome. The other person used the pad, because I refuse to use the pad when I play anything with someone else, because it's big and it's cool, and I usually play with it, but if I'm going to play multiplayer, I'm going to use the controller. It's like an Xbox. Like, why not?
It's an interesting controller, yeah.
It's not bad, though. It was awesome for Mario. I was having no issues.
Cool.
Sadly, the other person was the leader, so I couldn't, like, when you're in the world map, you can trail off. There's, like, little things randomly, but...
Trail off, do you mean that, like, on the pad, she'd have her own screen and you can do what
like
you want?
When you're looking at the TV and you're looking at the map, they'll show, like a coin. And you can go walk over and get it randomly. You don't have to follow the line like the old... Yeah. So, I mean,
it's 3D World.
I didn't play the other one, so I don't know what the
Did you play 3D Land? For the 3DS?
No.
You didn't play 3D
I played
Land?
the first Mario, Super Mario. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about the one for 3DS, 3D Land.
The first one?
Yes.
Yeah, I played that one.
Okay.
But
it's supposed to be similar. It's made by the same...
Yeah, it was... The cool
thing... It's made by the Galaxy guys.
Well, the cool thing for the person I was playing with, they were more like old school NES. Unfortunately, my mom got me a Sega, but she was getting a kick out of, like, there were things in, like, Donkey Kong. There was levels like Donkey Kong, but it was more newer.
Okay.
There was, like... Remember when in Super Mario...
Did you get a cat suit?
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Like, you could scratch up the walls, and you could scratch the ground. You could climb up a tree. Like, there's some cool things with the cat suit. Like, it's pretty neat. I think that was...
How's it look?
It looks good. Is
it pretty?
It is pretty on my Wii.
It's a pretty Mario game?
It is a pretty Mario game. I guess, like, you remember in Super Mario World 3 where they would have, like, those little, like, random, like, mushroom...
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so they have those in this, but it's 3D clearly. So it's looking. That's cool. Like, it's like it does bring you back to your childhood, but more in a newer way. So it's fun to play multiplayer, and I can't wait to play more of it. We got to the first boss and we call it quits.
So you played World 1 basically?
Yeah, it was really nice though.
I heard it gets really harder as you progress.
Yeah.
So how did you feel the first world was?
There was some it's difficult when you have 2 players. I think any Mario game.
Any Mario game is difficult.
They're bubbling. They're like, oh look, I'm a bubble. I'm like, great.
They still have the bubble.
Come follow me, like, yeah.
Okay, so, I don't like the bubble thing, but okay, it makes sense.
I mean, if you die, you become a bubble, or you can bubble and then unbubble yourself, which is okay if you get lost or. The only part I had an issue with playing with 2 people is I would want to go like like up, like I wanted to climb as the cat to get. There's something up there, and then the other person's at the bottom. Like, no, follow me. We'll go down there in a second. You know, and it's frustrating because someone dies.
It's 2-player co-op in Mario, which is kind of weird and cool at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, and then you can dig as a cat too, so you like find cool things.
So here's a question I have for you, because you played this. Is this Mario game a reason to buy the Wii U? From what you played so far.
I guess any reason to buy the Wii U right now.
My problem still, even though I have a Wii U, is I don't know if it's like a reason to buy the Wii U.
I've heard so many good things about this game.
No, it's a good game. I don't know if it's a reason to buy it. Like, if you can find more than just that
The only reason I didn't play the game yet is because my Xbox came in yesterday, and I played Xbox. But I got the game yesterday, too. And I wanted to try it, but I didn't have the time.
If you're a Mario fan, yes.
I love Mario.
Oh, yeah, then it's a reason to buy the Wii U. But I'm more of a Zelda fan. That's why I bought my Wii U for Wind Waker. Okay. But I didn't buy the previous Mario because I knew this one was coming out. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I guess it is in a way, if you're a Nintendo fan, you want to play a classic, but with more
Does it deserve the accolades it got?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Okay, cool.
It's definitely an upgrade from whatever's been going on with Mario, because I was bored. So
it's supposed to be made by a great team, the Galaxy team, and I thought the Galaxy games were one of the best things about the Wii.
I knew that right away, even without reading about it, because the first cutscene is very Super Mario Galaxy like, and I'm like, oh man, you should play this game. The person next to me, and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, what? Like, because it's very much like that in the beginning, so you get that feel that it was made by them.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
I think it's worth it.
Cool. So, I have it. I'll play it eventually.
Oh, Angel. GTA Online.
On the total flip side of all of this.
What do you
From going from Mario to straight up murder.
Tell us
about murder.
Crime.
Tell us briefly.
Grand Theft Auto Online has come leaps and bounds from where it started. Initially, it's been well documented. It was a complete mess.
Yeah.
I mean,
did you play 4 online?
4 I did, especially on the PC. That was my favorite way to play it.
Okay.
And it was cool, and you saw what they wanted to do. But GTA Online really cemented everything in my mind what they wanted to achieve.
You should really tell people what you thought about the new one,
though. Every time I think of GTA Online, is this one singular experience that I had, and it just boils down to this. It's doing a mission while this creepy doll-like character in front of you with this weird plastic smile stands in front of you and does this hand-winking motion like he's masturbating in front of you. And he won't get the fuck out of your way while you're trying to hide behind a car. As soon as he moves, you get shot to death, he steals your car and finishes the mission. That, to me, is GTA Online. Because that pretty much sums up my experience playing this game.
There you go.
There's a creepy guy with the plastic smile doing the hand masturbating motion.
You get killed.
Is that guy an actual real person playing in the online world?
Yes, it's a person who just keeps pressing the button and the hand wanking, getting in my way while I get shut up and he takes my car and does the mission. But on the
is he on your team though?
On the plus side, though, is that when you're doing missions, whether you live or you die, as long as someone finishes it, you all get paid.
Oh, okay.
Someone gets paid more than the other. Why it is, I have yet to discover why.
I haven't played any of it, but are the missions like similar to the heists in online? Or?
They are adding them. They have yet to. They started implementing the levels, like the bank levels. Those just came in with the recent patch. Unfortunately, I have not played them yet. I don't think they're available yet. And if there are, someone correct me. I'm probably wrong, but it's just from what I've experienced. It's just akin to doing missions that you would in the single player. It's not the bank ones yet. That's the biggest reason why I play GTA Online. Because it's me, my friends, robbing a bank. That's pretty fucking awesome.
Cool, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
That's what I'm waiting for. That's what keeps me
you won't get arrested,
coming back. That's what keeps me coming back.
That's the whole thing with all these games. It's an escape. Video games are a cool escape.
Someone made a meme about it. They showed the surgeon game. Yeah. And they're like, this doesn't make me a doctor. And they showed Phoenix Wright and said, this doesn't make me an attorney. Yeah. And at the end it was like, this game does not...
After Phoenix Wright, I just yell object at everybody. You don't know what you're talking about? Object, motherfucker. I think you're wrong.
I mean, but I don't play GTA and go, yeah, what's up, bitch? What's up, motherfucker? And like, try to shoot
Well, if I don't my perspective on reality would be very tentative.
I don't drive my car into Brian's car because I'm mad at him.
I don't try to be Trevor either, but Trevor is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. You know, for a meth head.
Yeah.
That's the only time you'll ever hear me
So
say
He's not
that
a meth
shit.
head,
We
man.
decided
He's a meth
the last
cook.
podcast
He's
though that
a-
GTA is
yeah.
definitely.
I haven't played that much.
See, it's the
to
biggest thing
know.
I was listening from the last podcast is that was a very mixed reaction to GTA. I found that kind of interesting. I think
like
it's
that
it's
game.
very much like Call of Duty. Either you like it or you don't.
I
think
enjoyed
everyone
it.
knows here liked it.
I enjoyed what I
Maybe
played
it
of
was
it
the
so
other-
far.
Party. Yeah. All right, so GTA, get it. Play online and hopefully as creepy.
Play with friends. Don't play with the public. The
mask
public
doesn't-
sucks asshole.
I need to get your
Yes.
your online ID eventually.
We will swap this.
Yes.
This will happen.
Friend us all.
Yes.
So
Um,
the last 3 games, we don't really have anything to talk about them really, but quick blurbs like something we're looking forward to. Titanfall.
Titanfall, yes. I think that is going to be one of the greatest online multiplayer games that we could play in a while. It's made by the team that did the original Call of Duty, Respawn Entertainment. It's going to be really cool. It's going to have giant robots in it.
And they
It's
should
gonna
pay
be
him
fun.
to sell that game.
He's
He's trying to sell that shit to
I
me
know,
right now.
no,
because
it's
He's
an
selling it to me, I'm
Xbox
gonna go
One
buy it.
exclusive. It's
I'm
an
gonna buy an
Xbox
Xbox
One
One.
exclusive,
Mm.
and it's gonna be
And
cool.
now Angel doesn't want it. Kidding.
Well, I can't get it.
Okay.
Infamous Second Son.
Which I also
Looks
think
cool.
is
Looks
gonna
cool.
I
be
want that game.
the
yeah.
greatest PS4 exclusive to come out in a
I'm
while.
very middled on it because 2 was
It's
so
very
much fun.
repetitive.
To me,
Everything
it
I've
was so much
seen
fun.
about it.
Yeah.
the story was awful. It didn't even make sense on a
Number one
basic
was
level.
great. Yeah, number 2 was awesome.
Don't ruin the story for me,
Okay.
please.
I could ruin the story and it still wouldn't
I
even
know.
make sense.
Yeah,
if you
really?
went through
Is
it.
it that?
But that's alright. All right.
All right, and then the
But
last game
okay, go ahead.
Angel's
Yes.
really excited about Fallout.
Supposedly, quote unquote, air quotes I'm doing here because
Yeah,
that's not
he's
officially
doing
announced
fake-
yet.
Yeah, okay.
That's not supposed to be announced until
But
December 11th.
Those are some
but
games, eventually we're going to...
I eat that
We
shit
forgot
up.
one
It's gonna
though.
be your food. What?
It's
Destiny?
been delayed.
I want Destiny.
No, Destiny's not until
Yeah, well, I'm excited.
midsummer probably. Watch Dogs.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Watch
I'm
Dogs
into
is
Watch
me.
Dogs.
Maybe.
I
That's
love UB's games. They're
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed games. This is going to be Watch Dogs is going to be in
I'm
Chicago,
just gonna
man.
take your name and take what you say and like put
Chicago.
it in a
Small
trailer.
diatribe. Just because it's Assassin's Creed associated, I've kind of given up on Assassin's Creed.
Okay,
well,
okay,
that's
sure.
true.
So
No, they're
much-
kind of repetitive.
I know critically it's gotten some.
I'm more interested
Applaud,
in
but-
Watch Dogs because mainly it's going to take place in Chicago.
Okay.
So you're just gonna look at your iPhone when you walk around now, like, man, we'll put this pylon on. Fuck these people.
All right.
That's going to be
So-
cool, I think.
Mess this up.
It's going to be
Those
cool.
are some games that we're excited about.
Yes.
One last blurb kind of is, so Twitch is on the new systems. Unfortunately, I will say Xbox 360 currently cannot use it till next year, so that's okay. We'll do
Early
that.
2014,
Yeah,
hopefully.
we'll do that later.
I could do it on PC, but the biggest question is, what game should I do it for? I was thinking Prison Architect, but
Okay.
that seems kind of dark.
Well, if anyone thinks you should do that,
Wow,
you
you-
can message us and
Prison
let us know.
Architect, because I'm making this whole story like, oh, watch me as I incarcerate and oppress the shit out of these people.
Well, maybe
Hey
we
guys,
can-
I'm gonna fucking make sure you guys aren't hating shit.
Though
in
the
your
good
fucking body
news is,
cavity.
if Angel streams that from the PC, it will record and save what I was. The PS4, the issue is right now. I'm going to
Soon.
stream to you,
Soon
but
we will.
you
I will
can't-
soon.
you can't
hopefully.
rewatch it yet.
Yeah.
Which is what the goal is for us to be able to show you like how to play. Oh, look, we're playing through. Unfortunately,
Walkthroughs
Knack.
would be lovely.
Yeah, that's
if
what
we
we.
can get to that.
That's what we like to do. We
Yeah.
have a whole section, but we can't put.
Walkthroughs would be nice.
Sure. I'm not gonna get into that.
All right, so
Okay.
ways to follow us.
But I love that
We have
the
a Twitter.
capabilities.
Twitter.com/
Soon, I think soon it'll get smoother.
Oh, yes,
It'll be a
definitely.
better system. But I mean, I'm
It's
you know what?
early.
I'm gonna
We
go
gotta
ahead and
wrap this
say
up.
it.
It's over an
Most
hour
things
and
on the
20
PC
minutes.
are probably better.
It's
Yes.
over an hour and 20
It's
minutes.
early
I
early
don't know what
We need
it's
to
development.
wrap it up.
Cutting
I don't
out.
know.
All right, so ways to follow us. Twitter.com/pressstart to play with the number 2. Unfortunately, someone stole our name.
We'll get it back.
Yeah, one
We'll
day.
fight them.
YouTube guy messaged me. That's fun. Facebook.com/pressstart-to-play.
Did he really? I want to see this. This is gonna be some fun shit.
We'll talk about
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
rambling.
That's afterwards.
Let me start
I
that
apologize.
again.
All right.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
Ways to follow us. Twitter.com/PRESTART number 2 play. And then Facebook is facebook.com/PRESSTARTOPLAY. And then, of course, our website, Presstartoplay.com, exactly how I just spelled it.
Yes.
My Twitter is twitter.com/endlesscrowd, ENDLESS crowd. And then
I am twitter.com, whatever that thing is. It's flybry1, FLYBRIONE.
I will join Twitter eventually.
he's going to join.
That's what I felt like last time.
At some point.
I almost think we should do gamer tags, do you think?
No.
I'm still trying to figure out Twitch.
Not yet.
You want me to do some gamer tags on this shit?
Okay, never mind.
We'll do gamer tags soon, but not yet.
All right, so this was our second podcast. I hope you guys really enjoyed it.
I think this is our team.
I think we're good.
I feel loved.
So
I feel loved.
this is us saying goodbye.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Bye.
you, guys.
Thanks for listening to us. Hopefully we informed you on something good.
And entertained you to some degree.
Yeah, some degree.